The Tale of Rip Van Winkle, retold by Catherine L. Odell, illustrated by Chris Rallis. The Tale of Rip Van Winkle, retold by Catherine L. Odell, illustrated by Chris Rallis. The Catskill Mountains are beautiful. People say they change color at different times of the day. During the day, they are green. At night, they look blue and purple. Some people say they are magical. There is a town at the bottom of the mountains where many people live. A long time ago, this town was only a small village. Rip Van Winkle lived in this village, and everyone liked him. He often came to the center of the village with his dog Wolf. He sat with his friends Nicholas Veeder and Broom Dutcher. Rip told them wonderful stories. Other people and children often stopped to listen. Rip Van Winkle lived in a small house in this village. He lived with his wife, his son, his daughter, and Wolf. Rip would help people in the village, but he didn't like to work at home. His wife yelled at him about this all day. Do this, do that, she would say. One day, Rip's wife said, Do this, Rip. Do that, Rip. Rip Van Winkle had enough. He said, I'm going for a walk. Come on, Wolf. They left the house and went for a walk in the Catskill Mountains. Rip climbed high into the mountains. He looked at the river and the village below. Boom, boom. He heard thunder, but there wasn't a storm. Rip said, Wolf, we must go. It's getting dark. When Rip started to go, he heard someone call his name. Rip Van Winkle, Rip Van Winkle. Rip saw a man with something heavy on his back. He did not know the man. Rip Van Winkle, the man said, please help me. Rip went to help him. He helped the man carry his heavy bags through the trees. On the other side of the trees, there was a party. People were eating and playing games. Rip watched the strange people play the games. Then he knew why he had heard thunder. Many people were bowling, and it was making a loud noise. Boom, boom. The man took food out of his bag. Then he took a drink out of his bag. The drink looked like purple water. It looked magical. Everyone was eating and drinking, but no one was talking. No one talked to Rip. He watched everyone have fun. Then he drank a glass of the magical drink. Rip Van Winkle became very tired. His head felt heavy and he couldn't stand up. He sat down and he fell asleep. When Rip woke up, he felt different. It was hard to stand up. He looked around and didn't see anyone from the party. He didn't see Wolf. He called, Wolf, Wolf, where are you? He looked for Wolf for a long time. Finally, he went home. When Rip got to the village, it didn't look the same. There were more people and more buildings. People's clothes looked different. Rip Van Winkle didn't see anyone he knew. Rip walked to his house. His wife wasn't there. His son and daughter weren't there. Wolf wasn't there. The house was empty. Rip was very confused. He walked back to the center of the village. He asked a woman about his friends. Do you know Nicholas Veeder? He asked. Oh, sir, he died a long time ago. Rip asked, do you know Bram Dutcher? Oh, sir, he moved away about 10 years ago. Do you know Mrs. Van Winkle? Oh, sir, she died a few years ago. Rip finally asked, do you know Rip Van Winkle? Oh, yes, sir. Rip Van Winkle is over there, said the woman. She pointed to a man. Rip said, he looks just like me. The woman said, oh, no, sir. He is young and you are old. Old? Asked Rip. Then he started to understand. He must have been asleep in the mountains for many years. Rip went to the man also named Rip Van Winkle. He thought the man must be his son. Son, he said, Father, where have you been? Rip Van Winkle said, I fell asleep in the mountains, and now everything is different. Father, his son said, you went for a walk 20 years ago, and you never came back. Wolf came home without you. Years. Upon his return, he settled easily into life in the village again. He also found his daughter, and he lived with her for the rest of his life. He would still go to the village center and tell stories. People and children often stopped to listen. His favorite story to tell was about the strange party in the Catskill Mountains. Today, people in the town still tell Rip Van Winkle's story. Some people say you can sometimes hear thunder when there isn't a storm. Boom, boom. They say it is because there is a magical party high up in the mountains.